Hey, hi. Did you notice? No, really, did you notice? I got a haircut. Well, actually, I didn't, but I really need to. But I know now you're checking out my hair, and yeah, she really does need a haircut. There's a time when we notice things like when we meet people we haven't seen for a while, and that's going to be Christmas when people get together. We notice things about them. We notice physical things about them. We notice things that have changed. Now, especially in kids. Oh my, how you've grown. Or you lost a tooth. Or in this culture, your hair is blue and pink. We really do notice things about people. It's just who we are. And maybe our mouth goes into motion before the brain does, but there are questions like, what happened to you? Or what did you do with, fill in the blank. And basically, we're noticing things and we add our living, running commentary. Now, it's not necessarily bad or good. It's who we are. We just flew back from Tennessee and spent some time waiting in the airport in Nashville. That's a really good place to notice people. We are all created very, very unique. And some of us have more unique style fashions, and some of us present ourselves different, and some of us just do goofy things to get our attention. Now, there's really not anything great biblically I can relate to, except I'm going to try. As much as I never liked it when I was a kid when people would come up and comment on my growth spurt or my maturing into my preteen acne phase. It was the truth, and we kind of had to go through it. So if we notice things about others and we feel we need to say something, how about if we take the time to notice how people are growing up in the Lord? Now, there was this cute little boy at the airport, and he was excited to be walking. I think he was probably excited to be out of the airplane, but he was excited about walking and running around. He would stagger. And he had this big smile on his face, and he'd head for anybody who looked like they might catch him as he's falling, and he was just happy. Of course, we're all smiling at him, and we're all telling him, oh, you're such a big boy. And he, in turn, was really proud we noticed. Now, it's probably not true. He was only a year. He probably had no attention. He just loved we were all smiling at him. But if you think about it, what if you took the time to notice spiritual maturity in somebody? What if, instead of commenting about how someone's changed on the outside, we take a look at what we see happening on the inside that's coming out? How about encouraging them in their attempts to live like Jesus? Now, our culture gets critical. Some of us have grown up in critical, judgmental lifestyles. How about if we change that? How about if we just start looking at people as they live like Jesus? 1 John 2:6 says, whoever says he abides in me ought to walk in the same way which you walk. So when you see someone who has outward evidences of walking like Jesus, tell them you see Jesus in them. Come along, a struggling young mom, and remind her that you see Jesus in her patience with her kid. And then walk with her for a mile. Walk a mile in her shoes. You know, we really try to be Romans 12, and we want to present ourselves as a living sacrifice. But sometimes we're crawling off the altar. So how about if you be one of those friends who helps people by being a living sacrifice and tell them you see their heart and you want to help them be holy and acceptable. Help that teenager who doesn't have a clue which wind is up and walk alongside them as they struggle to be transformed. And we all struggle, admit it. Now share your story of living life when you were their age. Okay, now maybe that's a stretch because now we're going to go back into the when I was young speeches, walked uphill both ways to get to school. But you know, others really need to know from people they love and respect that we struggled too. We need to be transparent enough with people so they see Jesus in us, and sharing our stories, not just holding up the finished picture in the pretty frame, but telling how we had to add a few bushes and clouds to our painting. Okay, I gotta tell you, when my mother took painting classes, she was told that when she made a mistake on land, if she was painting, grass and stuff, she just makes a bush. If she made a mistake and it was in the sky part of the picture, just make a cloud or a bird. I have a lot of bushes, clouds, and birds in my life, and I'm not ashamed of them. They actually look kind of nice alongside the other things God led me through that are beautiful. And when you think about it, clouds, bushes, and birds add a lot to our lives. So leading up to Christmas, perhaps give the gift of encouragement. That could be the best gift you give. And you don't have to even wrap it up. Just be aware. Notice someone growing up in the faith and tell them that you notice. Encourage them. Pray for them on the spot and walk a while with them so they know you care. See, Jesus did that. Luke 24, Jesus walked with men on the road to Emmaus, and he didn't even have to tell him who he was. He just mesmerized them with their story. Okay, Jesus talks about himself, and he can do that. You're not Jesus. But you do need to notice other people and their stories and love with them as they walk and let them know that you see them growing and changing in the Lord. Just be an encourager these next couple weeks before Christmas. We all have enough stress. Have a good one.